The 67th FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations returns to Germany for the first time since 1989, which was the 43rd edition in the history of this event, now seen as the biggest race in the motocross calendar. Team Germany, who were victorious last year in the deep, deep sand of Lommel in Belgium, arrive here on home soil as the defending champions, proudly displaying the numbers 1, 2 and 3 on the bikes of Max Nagel, Ken Roczen and Dennis Ulrich. And as usual, the competition will be tough as the rest of the world is ready to knock them off their perch. Team USA, whose 7-year win streak was ended by Germany last year, will, as always, start as favourites and will be looking to add to their record number of wins, which currently stands at 22. The record number of 40 nations has entered this year, but Belgium, Italy, France, Great Britain, maybe even Australia will all be fired up and are looking to be on the podium at the very least.
Welcome to the 67th edition of the Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. It's the biggest, most anticipated event of the calendar, and this week we've got the show to boot.
That's right, a record number of 41 teams are entered in this 67th edition. There's some changes to the track, an interesting new start straight and first corner as well, and the fans are already starting to reach fever pitch, and as usual at this Motocross of Nations event, they're starting to get a little bit crazy, as you're about to find out.
Welcome to our 2013 Youth Stream Awards.
A great applause for all our champions.
I'm very glad to be here to give an honor to our riders.
And congratulations to all of you. This is your evening. This is your evening, the evening of the champions.
On the eve of the race, our Youth Stream Awards took place celebrating the achievements of the European and World Champions of all classes, and it was a great night had by all.
So as you can see, it's already been a busy build-up to the weekend. Everyone is now supercharged for the races. But just before, let's take a look at our GoPro lap.
I'm Gauthier Paulin, riding for the Team France.
Hey, I'm Clément Dessal, riding for Team Belgium.
I'm Tony Gairoli, I'm riding for Team Italy.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Ken Roczen here in my home country in Germany. We're here at the Motocross of Nations 2013 in Teutschenthal, and this is your GoPro track preview.
A brand new start straight here at Teutschenthal, dropping downhill in what used to be turn 17. They crest there over that single, dropping down through the valley and then up over the first of the Monster Energy tabletops. A short landing on the other side. Into the hairpin, 180 left. Hooking a couple of gears coming out of there, and then we've got a mid-sized tabletop. Dropping down onto a plateau and then over the single, dropping down into this right-hand turn. Then we head back across the start straight, about 45 degrees, into the penultimate turn. And then we're on the straight that used to be the old start line, past pit lane now, and dropping through what used to be turn 1 through that right-hander, and then it's a long drag up to the Monster Energy finish line jump over the huge step up. And then landing in what is now turn 6, the left-hand turn. 180 degrees through here, expecting to get very choppy. They've added sand on that part of the racetrack. Also coming out of turn 7 here, through some big rollers, a little bit soft in the bottom there, that'll get rutty. Then they swing through the right-hander and over a big step up into the sweeping left-hander. That is turn 9, right in front of the Monster Energy station. Over a step down, dropping through the valley, up, over the step up into the 180 left-hander. Exit there, stepping down, over a single, and then through a series of right and left turns, 180s in both directions, utilising the natural elevations of the valley here at Teutschenthal, the Talkessel circuit. Out of the final right, dropping down through the left. Over the single onto the first of two plateaus, the second of which is just here. Right in front of the main spectator gallery, over the corner tabletop and down into the final turn before rejoining at turn 1. And this is what it looks like once again from the finish line. Gauthier Paulin pulling a nice sick whip.
With a record-breaking 41 teams entered this year, we're about to speak to two of the extremely strong contenders for the Chamberlain Trophy. Olivier, once again, you're heading up Team France. Tell me about your rider choice.
In MX2, we have Jordi Tixier, runner-up in this year's World Championship, and he's really earned his place. Christophe Charlier has had a really good season in MX2. He won a couple of motos and will be able to physically handle the 450 in the open class. The training has gone well, and in MXoN, Gauthier Paulin is the captain of the team and the leader, and with these riders, I believe we have the best team possible.
Gauthier, you're the most experienced rider on the team. How are you feeling ahead of the races?
I feel really good, you know, every time we ride Destination, it's always nice because it's like you did a great season, so they are confident with your riding style and always how you go. So it's nice, you know, the teammates are not really young because I'm only 23 and it's already my 5th nation, but in a row, so I'm really proud of that. And we did like a stage together, riding together for a week, and it was nice. It was the first time we did that, and I think for the experience, for the solidarity with the group and the team, it's nice. So we are a good team and we are ready to go.
Roger, Team USA have a slightly revised rider lineup this year in the shape of Eli Tomac in the MX2 spot. What are your expectations?
Well, we always expected to win, you know, but it's not so easy as last year in Lommel. You know, the Europeans were better than us and we got beaten, and hopefully we can correct that this year. And Justin had a tough race last year, Ryan also, but they want to do the best and put it behind them. And Eli comes off a good outdoor season, and I think he will be in there.
Eli, you're a first-timer here at the Nations. What do you make of it all so far?
So far, it's really cool. You know, just all the people here, all the fans, they're just so into the sport, and that's cool to see. And this is my first time here in Germany, so you know, it's cool to be somewhere new and to see a track that's just a little bit different than what we have in the States. Looks like a lot of fun and should be good for the 250.
Justin, welcome back to Europe. I guess you had a look at the track. What do you make of it?
Oh, the track's awesome. I'm so excited. Compared to last year, the sand was pretty gnarly, but this year the track's good. Some good elevation, some big jumps. Obviously my favorite thing to do, and it looks awesome. I'm ready to have some fun out there. It looks really good. Looks like really good dirt. A little rocky, but should be good.
Ryan, where's your head at coming into this weekend?
Well, obviously we come here to win for sure. You know, I'm excited to be here. The track's looking great, and just obviously, you know, all three riders, you know, just be consistent, put in good solid finishes. Eli coming off a strong performance with the championship, and as well as myself and Justin. And we had good summer of outdoor racing. So yeah, good starts. You know, have our plan and attack that like we can, and you know, may the best, may everything fall into place.
Qualifying, it was Team Australia who were a surprise pole sitters ahead of USA, Belgium, Germany, Great Britain, Italy, France, Russia, Estonia and Spain. Well, the gate dropped in moto number 1, which was MX1 and MX2, and it was Dean Ferris of Australia. And, whoa, I tell you what, was close between him and the number 55, Valentin Guyot. But early on, Dean Ferris, he led the race initially and then ran off the track. So too did the Russian Evgeny Bobryshev. That allowed 55 Valentin Guyot to lead the race. but not for long, because Ken Roczen, number 2 on the KTM riding for Team Germany, found his way into the lead as the Swiss rider Valentin Guillot made a slight mistake. Antonio Cairoli was in 4th place for Team Italy and closing in on the green and gold of Dean Ferris, but it wasn't long before Cairoli found a way around the outside of the Australian, and the Italian was in 3rd place. So Cairoli was on the charge, and he was going after number 55, Valentin Guillot, who then came under attack from Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, who started around 5th and started to work his way up. A couple of mistakes in the race, though, left Van Hoorbeek down in 7th position, as Valentin Guillot looks set for a top 10 position for Switzerland. Alessandro Lupino, number 14, and Jordi Tixier, number 17, of Italy and France, respectively, were in the mix as well. Those two had come home in 12th and 13th. Dean Ferris got caught by Justin Barsha of Team USA, and Barsha was on a mission then. Cairoli made this pass around the outside of Ken Roczen, who slipped into neutral, but in the closing stages, Roczen and Tomac battled for 2nd place until this moment here, a big off for the American. He picked himself up, he was okay. He rejoined the race in 16, but Cairoli was a winner for Italy. Germany was 2nd, Great Britain were 3rd.
That's the first race of the weekend done. I'm joined now by Joel Smets, team manager of Belgium. Joel, it was a 2nd place finish last year. However, you guys have been quite vocal about the fact that you won't be happy going home with anything less than the win this year.
No, that's true. Finishing 2nd last year on home soil, that was quite a big disappointment. We came really close, but it didn't work out. So, I don't have to tell you that our riders are really, really motivated to hit back hard this weekend.
And give me a little rundown of what you see as the qualities of each of your riders.
Well, I think Ken has proved it already on this track. He won both motos in 2010. He had a small injury, but he's on full form again. Well, Clement, we know what he can do on hard tracks. He won 3 GPs out of the 4 last GPs. And Jeremy, I've joined him for training the last 2 weeks on his 250. He's really keen on twisting the throttle on the 250. It's a big change from the 450, but he's very motivated. It's a change, and that gives some extra motivation. And he really doesn't want to be the weak factor of the team, so he's going to give it all as well.
The last time Team GB finished on the podium was in 1997, but Neil, with the recent form of Sean Simpson, enhanced by Tommy Searle and Jake Nichols, you must feel quietly confident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the guys because, all year Tommy's been getting better and better on the MX1 bike, and he's doing very good at the moment on that, and Sean is pretty much to where he should have been a long time ago, like winning in Holland, lots of confidence, he was building up to that result, and I think Jake pretty much is a top 3 guy in that class. So if all 3 riders can ride to their potential, which we know they can, we've got a very good chance of being on the podium this weekend.
Tommy, after your first full year on the 450, how are you feeling about going up against the other MX1 riders?
I feel the same as any other time coming to Destinations. It's an event I like, so I'm just going to go out there and do my best. But we've tested a lot since the last GP, and we come up with a lot of new stuff, so I'm actually really excited to go ride again this weekend.
And what do you think of the team this year?
I think it's good. I think we have a solid team. It's the only team we could have picked. I think everyone's earned their spot. I mean, other years there's always like, which rider we're going to have. There's always like someone that's debatable. But this year I think every rider's earned their spot, so I think we all can go out there with confidence and do our best.
It was the fairy tale finish of 2012. Team Germany took their first ever Motocross of Nations win, and they're back to defend it on home soil. Ken, great to see you back in Europe. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of excited fans praying for another result like last year. How do you feel about it all?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I mean, it's good to come here and be riding with number 1, 2, and 3. And I mean, we're not, I would say, our A team because Marcus is out with his injury. But I think with Dennis, he's riding very good at the moment, so I'm really confident that we're going to do good. If we can get on the podium, I think would be super sick. And, you know, my personal goal is to, of course, win the MX2 again, but it would be great to win at least a full moto. That'd be awesome. Maybe 2, who knows?
What are your memories from last year?
Well, last year, you know, the track conditions are very, very different compared to here. We're a pretty hard pack. I mean, they mixed in some sand, but it was a great year, great race last year. I won my qualifying race and then had 2 good motos for myself, and then Marcus did really good, Max did really good. And finally, in the end, it was all good. We took our first win, felt great, and just had an awesome time.
Coming into the second race, Germany were leading, 13 points for them. Italy and Australia tied on 14 with Belgium on 15, France on 17, and GB and USA in 6 and 7. Out of the blocks once again, Dean Ferris of Australia, followed by Ken Roczen of Germany, as a few riders went down. One of those, the Australian Todd Waters. And he got held up there for a little bit, but Dean Ferris was doing his best for Australia, but it wasn't long before the number 2 of Roczen was through for Germany. Tomac was in 3rd, Barsha of America was in 4th. So making up for the disappointment with moto number 1, and it wasn't long before the 2 Americans were battling away. Both of them passed the Australian Dean Ferris, and at that point in the race, Team USA were on top. Dean Ferris then came under pressure from Justin Barsha. That was the move just there. That put him in 3rd place behind his teammate Eli Tomac. After crashing at turn 1 with Todd Waters, Dennis Ulrich was out again after a collision with the stricken machine of Heron Bracker. He would not finish the race, so Ken Roczen was all on his own for Team Germany in this race. Commander Salvo, who made a poor start, he was the fastest in the qualifying race on Saturday, soon found his way up past Dean Ferris, and he was hard charging as well. He was in 4th place at that point. A little bit further back, Alexander Tonkov of Russia and the number 14 of Alessandro Lupino were battling hard as Justin Barsha almost off the side of the bike in the same way that Tomac was in moto number 1. He was caught by Commander Sal. The Sal eventually went through to take 3rd, but the battle of the big giants in MX2, Ken Roczen and Eli Tomac, were pushing this one all the way down to the finish line. Tomac would show Roczen a wheel every now and again, but the flag went out, and it was a win for Roczen and Germany. Tomac was the 2nd, Sal was 3rd for Belgium, Barsha 4th, Ferris was 5th.
Ahead of the final race of the MX of Nations, I'm here with Team Italy manager Thomas. Thomas, no big deal, eh? You've only got the 7 times world champion Antonio Cairoli backed up with the force of David Philipparts and Alessandro Lupino.
Yeah, it's a pretty good team this year. We have, as everybody know, Antonio, which is 7-time world champion, and is now at the moment on the top of motocross in all around the world. So I think everybody should be happy to have a guy like him on the team, but also the other 2 guys, we have not to forget about it, because Lupino is doing very well in his class, and Philipparts has also been a champion a few years ago. So I think they can be pretty good, they can do a very good job here in Teutschenthal.
Tony, what does the Motocross of Nations mean to you?
It means everything, you know. It means it's the best race of the year, because all the countries are competing, and racing for your own country is always a pleasure, and you try to do your best all the time.
And talk to me about your team, because I was speaking to the team manager earlier, and we already said that you guys are already pretty tight.
Yeah, we are already close, especially with Lupino. He's one of my best friends, and we like to hang out together. And when we are together like this for a good reason, also it's even better. We are a team, and we do our 110% for our team, and it's nice to work together.
Evgeny Bobryshev finished the 2013 MXGP season in the form we fondly remember, and with some promising performances from Alexander Tonkov. Beta, I'm sure you'll agree that Team Russia are a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they're slowly, you know, the riders from Russia are really coming on now strong. You know, back in the days they were good. Then it passed some time where, you know, they kind of disappeared. But now, you know, we're getting a lot of young riders coming up, and Bobby, we have 2 factory riders now, and it's really getting stronger.
Bobby, compared to a normal Grand Prix, how do you approach this race differently? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's always exciting to do these races. You represent your country, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm really excited because at the moment we have a good team, a strong team with Tonkov and Mikhailov. So I hope we can improve in a good step this weekend compared last year to get better results.
Coming into the final race, Belgium on 25, America on 28, Italy 36, France 38, Australia 39. And as they were led out onto the track via the Monster Energy presentation zone, all eyes were on the big hitters. Would it be Germany, Italy, France, Belgium, Australia? How about the USA? Well, it was Max Nagel who grabbed the Foxhole Shot Award, but Clément de Sal was not so lucky. He went down, he got caught between Sean Simpson and the number 30 Todd Waters, and also Brett Metcalf, and he would not finish the race. He pulled out on lap 1, leaving Ken de Dijker, his teammate, to try and secure a Belgian victory with 2 Americans on track in the form of Justin Barsha and Ryan Dungey. Tony Cairoli was in 3rd place early on, trying to find a way past Evgeny Bobashev. Had a couple of off-track excursions, but the number 7 of Ryan Dungey, he was in a battle. He started in 6th, he dropped to 7th, and then he was in and around that 5th, 6th, 7th point for the whole race, battling with Gauthier Paulin and Tommy Searle, who found a way through this left-hander here and went after Gauthier Paulin. Tommy Searle would win out that battle, eventually coming home in 5th with Paulin 6th, Ryan Dungey of the USA in 7th. And that was a pretty intense affair as well. But up front, Max Nagel was doing his best to lead the Germans home, as Christophe Charlier went out after a collision at that first turn. The bike obviously letting go on him. But all eyes were on this battle here. Number 4, Ken de Dijker of Belgium, side his way up the inside of Ryan Dungey, and then, of course, Gauthier Paulin. And then he went after Tommy Searle and the rest of the guys, Max Nagel and Evgeny Bobashev. Tony Cairoli was just too far ahead though, but that didn't stop Ken de Dijker trying to get on to the lead group. Nagel and Cairoli battled, but on lap 10 of a 19-lap race, Tony Cairoli tried his luck here, came up short. Max Nagel would lead for just a little while longer, about a half a lap in fact, before the Italian. The number 13, Tony Cairoli, found a way through and into the lead. Nagel was then in 2nd. The number 4 of Ken de Dijker had worked his way into 3rd, ahead of Bobashev, who dropped to 4th. Ryan Dungey was off track. He lost a couple of positions. That was a mistake just there for the American. And it was looking like, real nail-biting finish to this 67th edition of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. That was de Dijker going up the inside of Max Nagel. Tony Cairoli came over the line to make it a perfect score in the individual classification, but Ken de Dijker, a big win for him in terms of putting Belgium on the top step of the podium with that fine 2nd place. The USA ended up 2nd overall, Italy were 3rd, and that was the first Belgian victory since Lierop in 2004, which consisted of Stefan Everts, Steve Ramon, and Kevin Strybos, of course, team manager Joel Smets there as well. A winner the previous year, 2003 at Zolder, which again consisted of Stefan Everts, Steve Ramon, of course, Joel Smets, the team manager. So a first-time winner as a manager. The Chamberlain Trophy is going home to Belgium. That's win number 15 now in this World Championship for Belgium.
Well done, Team Belgium, our 2013 Monster Energy Motocross of Nations champions. Their first win since 2004 also. Well, there we have it. Another year done, another season over. We'll see you next year for more fun and action. In the meantime, if you're going to miss us too much, keep in touch via our social media pages, but we'll see you next year.